Welcome to the 115 Miles Christmas special. We do some dad jokes, reflecting on a year, and then we list our top 5 greatest bands of all time. This is good fun, and I hope you're sitting comfortably because this is about to get uncomfortable. Hass, we're in a very new looking... How do you feel in the new studio?
Well, I'm in my new ends.
Do you feel
Brighton.
more comfortable because you're in your new ends?
I'm a comfortable podcaster now, Josh. I'm a pro poddy. I could put me anywhere. Put me in the middle of the Sahara.
Do you remember when we went back from being online back to in person and we couldn't look each other in the eye for a bit?
See, now it's going to get weird.
Look into my eyes.
That first one, though, mate. That first one was weird. I didn't like looking at your face.
So we're in Brighton today.
A very sunny, beautiful, blue-skied Brighton, right?
Yeah, affluent, I told you it was when I came here today.
I don't know where you're getting that from.
What does affluent mean?
Well off.
Yeah, Brighton's well off, isn't it?
Parts of it are like any city.
Like people that live here, like you, yeah? You think that you're sort of like you've moved slightly out of London to become a better person, don't you? Brighton's one of them places, isn't it?
A bit like Swindon, mate.
No, Swindon's not. Swindon is a proper just shithole. I'm quite happy to admit it. Just admit where you're at, mate.
What would you like me to say?
When did you move to Brighton?
2016.
When you met your wife, like with your family?
When I met my wife.
When did you move here?
2016. Been with Erin since 2006.
Oh, okay. But you came here with your
listen,
family. No, but you came here. No, I just couldn't do my math. You came here with your family, settled down in Brighton.
I came here
near
first
the sea.
by myself.
Oh, did you?
Settled in, and then they moved down eventually.
They?
When I could afford to have them here.
What, your wife and kids?
Yeah.
What, you moved here on your own without your wife
I was in
and
a
kids?
bedsit for about 2 years.
Shut up.
Yeah, we moved down. Yeah.
You fucking had me there,
I know, mate. Yeah.
Anyway, it's the Christmas special today.
You look very Christmassy.
I've got my woolly overtop on. This one. New cheeky little number, this one.
I'm a big fan of the overshirt.
I like the
and
overshirt.
Carhartt is top notch.
Yeah, mate. Shout out Forum in Swindon. It always hooks me up when I go in there. Your man does. Don't know what his name is.
Affluent.
In affluent Swindon. We got one shop in town. It's just and then about £80 lands.
You should hit up All Saints and get yourself an All Saints in Swindon.
There isn't one in Swindon. There normally is. Everywhere I go with work, there's normally.
What's the nearest, like?
Bristol.
Is it? Is that the nearest place that's a bit affluent?
Yeah, Bristol's good, mate. Bristol's nice. Bristol's like a slightly different London. But it's nice, mate, Bristol.
I'm sure Bristolians would love you describing it as a slightly different London. I've never been.
You should go, mate. I suppose Reading's all right as well, but I don't never go there. There's water there. There's like a...
Wow. Merry Christmas, everyone.
So we're having a fun Christmas episode today, as you can already tell by the topic of conversation. I'm feeling very, very good. In fact, let's start with the check-in, Hass.
Just to break with tradition.
Just to do something a little bit new.
How are you feeling, by the way, before we get into that? How are you feeling in this new pod environment?
Different, man.
Yeah.
Different. So I'm quite... I have to readjust with shit like that.
Yeah.
So like I feel very at home in the normal studio that we use.
Yeah.
And then, if we changed studios every time,
yeah,
I'd be fine.
Yeah.
But when
you like your comforts.
Yeah, no, it's weird, mate. Like, I don't know if we've talked about this on here before, but even when I go home, yeah, I've got the black recycling box outside the front of the house. Have I talked about this?
No.
I can't walk in the door without opening the lid to look in it.
That's OCD.
Yeah, it's. I've got a few things that are a little bit like that. Yeah, and so if I couldn't look in it before I went in, it would screw with my head. Yeah,
and what are you looking for?
Well, it used to be that I was looking to see if there's a parcel in there. Yeah, but because I got into the habit of doing it all of the time, it became like a thing. And now if I can't do it, I would feel uncomfortable.
It's a thin line between a habit and addiction, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I would say, yeah. It's they reckon so. You could unpack that for days because before the neurodivergent conversation begun in sort of more recent years, it was always seen, I always knew it as a trauma thing. It's very common in children of alcoholics to do stuff like that. They had lives when they were children that are very lacking in any kind of control. And so finding things that can give you control. So like that, but then another example would be checking the iron 10 times before you leave the house to check you turned it off. Like that would, before the neurodivergent conversation come out, it was very common. I always knew it was common for people that grew up in any kind of dysfunction in you know, I did a lot of work with NACOA, so children of alcoholics in that instance. But now it's seen very much as like a neurodivergent thing. So I always equate it to being a bit of a trauma response, but many people would go towards saying it's more of a neurodivergent thing.
You know the thing about you think, oh, I haven't turned the tap off, or when you go on holiday, I haven't, you know, locked the door or whatever. You think that that's to do with, for you, that was a trauma response, maybe?
Yeah, I think everything's a concoction of a load of things, but certainly like when you're children of alcoholics, it's very common for them to develop things like that, checking the cooker loads of times, or having to tie their shoelaces a certain way, or I don't know, you know, tap.
A tip I once read when you're like leaving and you're going away for 2 weeks is say the things out loud as you're doing it.
Right.
So then it's a reminder that you've done it. So you go, lock the door, turn off the iron, turn off the light switches. No, I don't. I've done it before. I've done it before because I used to get really anxious about it.
Do you? Yeah.
Yeah. I don't anymore.
So if Leah's not there when we're going away when I'm going away on my own, I'm just like, I'm fucking winging it all the time. When Leah's there, Leah organises it all. I remember once we went on holiday, it was just me and Leah. We were flying somewhere and we literally got to the boarding where you need your passport. And I went, shit, have we packed our passports? And Leah was like, of course I have. Like, of course we got the passports.
Yeah.
So I'm terrible for stuff like that. So going back to the question.
Oh, yeah.
But about the change, if I do something regularly, it doesn't matter if it's like crazy, like it's a crazy pattern. If it becomes regular, when it changes, it does make me feel uncomfortable. Yeah. So yeah, I'm fucking really uncomfortable at the moment.
But we're doing it for you. We're doing it for you though, aren't we? Because you're in Brighton for a reason,
mate. So I'm at the Project Lanes. Is it called?
I think so.
I should know that, innit? Let me just check that because.
It's the projects.
Because they're really, really good, the projects, yeah. They're like, I use a lot of different venues, but I would like, they're like really keen on it. Do you know what I mean? You can tell that they really like it. And it's mad because there's a girl, Roz, who, she was like working on the door, at the reception when we came in. And I was like, what are you, do you have to stay while we're here? And she's like, yeah, I've just got to stay to shut up and everything. And I was like, well, people will be coming in and out. She's like, no, we're closed now. And I was like, well, come up and do the breath work. So she came up and did it last time. And had a massive experience. I think she's coming back with her partner and stuff. And then more people from the projects are coming tonight. So it's a banging venue, mate. I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
You're not coming, obviously.
Yeah, I'm not interested.
No.
I've had the experience. Don't need it again.
Yeah, you do, mate.
Let's not go there. Let's not go there. Yeah.
Okay, well, let's start with a check-in, mate. We're going to do a check-in and then we're going to do a little bit of a yearly thing.
Yeah.
And then we're just going to have some fun today rather than bring any too bigger topics of conversation. We're going to have some fun.
Well, we started with it, didn't we? So
what?
Trauma responses.
Yeah, we've gone deep at the beginning and then we're going to
go downhill from here.
Actually, there's a couple of topical things that we're going to bring up. But let's do the check-in first. Where are you at, geezer?
Where am I at?
Yeah, what do you not know what that means? Come on, mate.
Tired. Yeah, very tired, but like, you know, I think that's quite boring and mundane because you ask anyone right now how they're feeling.
I'm not tired,
mate. Tired.
No, not me. I wouldn't say I'm tired. So
this is my turn.
Yeah, but you said ask anyone, they'd say they're tired.
Anyone but you.
Yeah, you're right. Tired is boring. Give me something more than that, mate. You've had a while to prepare for this.
Well, you gave me 3 questions and you haven't asked them in the way that you said you were going to do.
They're separate, mate.
You didn't say that.
Or do you want to do that then? Let's do that then.
Let's do that then.
What do you want to leave in 2023, mate?
Josh Connolly. Fuck off. Yeah, sorry. My bad. I thought that was the check-in. What do I
Sorry, just quickly.
Yeah.
That's why I left the fucking space in between the two of them.
You didn't describe your...
No, it says check-in, and then it's line, a clear line, and then there's another thing.
But I had chicken and chips for dinner yesterday. Oh, is that not the dad joke section? Oh, sorry. Yeah. No. So let me just finish. Tired, like physically, and need a rest, but energetically in my mind, very alert and very excited about 24. So that's like the summary.
Good.
In terms of what I want to leave behind, you asked me sort of like, this could be at a macro level or a micro level, right? At a macro level, I really feel like 23 has been like a fucking dog of a year in terms of division. And like, and what I mean by that is just like, if you look at what's going on in Gaza and Israel, if you're looking at Ukraine, and if you look at, say, the Tories and the rest of the population, like there's just like, there's a lot of sort of pointing at people. There's a lot of like pain and anguish. And like, if we could start 24 as a blank slate and get rid of that, and I know it's not realistic, but that is like something that I really feel has been, I feel it feels more heightened this year than it has in the build up to these years. Can
I ask you something? Yeah, you finished on saying it. Do you think it is more heightened? Or do you think we're just fucking shown it more? And, or maybe, or both, or whatever. I feel like you're forced to have an opinion now as well. Like, you're not allowed to just think, I don't really...
Well, there's two separate things, right? I think you're right. I think you either have to be on this side or that side.
Yeah.
And you very quickly have to go on that. And anyone that tries to bridge and show compassion on both sides doesn't really seem to get much traction. Do I think...
Interesting, isn't it, as well, by the way, where opinion now is not just opinion. Your opinion... It's like so like
telegraphing.
Does your opinion gain you traction? Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
I just don't think as human beings we are designed. I don't think we've evolved to know about every single atrocity in the world 24 hours a day, all of the time. We're not supposed to.
Yeah,
we're not supposed to, and I don't think we're geared and wired to be able to. And I think it's causing a lot of problems to people.
Johann Hari talked about this in the book, Stolen Focus, right?
Did he?
Yeah, because he's like, you're not actually reading the news. You're reading like real time what's going on, right? So you're like, you don't have data, you don't have information. You're just like, you see something online, therefore you responded to that, and that's what catches fire. Yeah. Whereas in the old days, people would report on the news. Now, I'm not saying it was not skewed and that the media didn't do what they did, but like there was a gap between an event and then when it was reported on, and then you choose which way you lean in terms of how that's reported. But in answering your question, the reason I feel like this year feels different is because lots of things are compounding. So you've got economic struggle for people, you've got poverty, abject poverty in places that should be economically thriving like our country. Then you've got the kind of the division, like Brexit, is undoubtedly a colossal failure on all measures. I
hadn't heard that word for a while, Brexit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then you've got geopolitical issues. Now, normally, like even though there's a lot of geopolitical tension, like it's certain factors just kind of keep things level, if you like. I just feel like everything feels like it's like a volcano that's just been like bubbling up and it's just erupting.
Yeah, it seems to be happening. It seems to be that sort of division and violence everywhere. There was a thing on the news today about, have you seen this, about one of the Turkish referees was like fucking beat to a pulp on a football pitch by one of the an owner of one of the Turkish clubs.
No.
He's in hospital with he's broke his eye socket and stuff.
Oh, Jesus.
Like punched him and then was kicking him on the floor in like a proper game.
We should do that with VAR over here.
VAR, I'd like to fucking leave that in 2023.
Yeah.
Do you think it's ruining football, mate?
Yeah, I do.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
As a Swindon fan, like when I go and watch my football, I just like, by the way, I don't want to go too far down this route and talking about this, but I think people will start turning off of football.
Yeah.
The Premier League. and then they'll have to do something about it. Because I don't watch it as much anymore, and I do think that's got a lot to do with it.
I think structures inherently find ways to protect themselves. So people love tribalism. So, and there's no more potent way to do tribalism than football.
Yeah.
So it'll always be fine. But people, look, right? You're saying people leave the game, right? Sky, Sports, BT, all jack their prices up, right? And I know some people watch it outside of that infrastructure, but people are still paying, right? Ticket prices through the roof, right?
Yeah.
Season ticket prices, people are still showing up, sell out crowd.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. I do think dropping off will start. And then they weren't very happy with the Premier League weren't very happy with the money they just got for the rights. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah.
It's the biggest one ever.
Yeah.
It's way more money.
Yeah.
But if you look at it price per game, because they're going to play more games now.
Yeah.
All the Sunday games.
What was really interesting was the FIFA, the EA franchise. They got rid of FIFA, didn't they? And that was like one of their highest earners. So the commercial numbers just didn't make sense anymore.
Yeah.
So I think there's something shifting in terms of technology. I'm not against technology. I'm just against it being done shoddily, right?
Yeah.
And they're not learning quickly enough. Like if you make mistakes like that in the real world, you got to fix them. You can't just keep doubling down on the mistakes, right?
Yeah.
And it's not like they don't have money to kind of invest in like looking at it quickly.
Yeah.
So I think that's the problem.
Never met a clever referee though. I haven't. They're all fucking thick.
Says a football manager. What about you? What would you leave in 23?
So I'm going to bring a topical one actually to give us an opportunity to talk a little bit topical for a second. I'd like to leave Joey Barton in 2023, not least because he's
nice segue.
Manager of fucking Bristol Rovers.
Yeah. Oh, is he?
Well, he was anyway. He might. I'm pretty sure he's still there. For anybody that's not seen, I don't know. Have you seen it? Have you seen what he said?
I've seen the social media clips.
So you've seen him, talking on Piers Morgan as well, and he thinks by wearing thick glasses, it's going to make him look a little bit more clever.
Yeah.
He's like a poor man's Jordan Peterson, in that Jordan Peterson does it way, way better. Jordan Peterson will say some really, really good, powerful things, and then litter it and lace it with absolute fucking tripe. Yeah. Joey Barton does that, but like if
without the intellect.
Yeah, without the intellect. Yeah. So you can see what he's trying to do when he says, women talking on football and stuff like that. So I've been on his Twitter, looking at his Twitter about it. And he started off by saying that he doesn't, like, the women pundits are not good enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they shouldn't be reporting on men's football, and he doesn't like it.
Yeah.
And then he's gone on to say, when he gets on Piers Morgan, I'm not saying that women shouldn't do it, but they need to be there on merit and need to be good enough. So, because I think Piers Morgan says to him, like, you never played in the Champions League, so should you be allowed to report on the Champions League? And he sort of says, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying if they, like, somebody apparently had scored a goal with
the side of their foot.
The side of their foot, and the commentator said it was a lace.
Yeah, laced it.
Said they laced it, and he was like, you can see clear as day. But he's just a fucking moron.
Yeah.
With what he's talking about and what he says, and it doesn't add up and doesn't make any sense. And I think he's trying to stay relevant. I think he probably wants to.
Yeah, he is.
Like that other dickhead who used to go out with Melinda Messenger. Is it Melinda Messenger who used to go out?
I have no idea.
Who's the blonde guy? He's like a bit of a right wing anti-woke. Oh, mate, come on. He used to go out with Melinda Messenger.
I'm trying to remember who Melinda Messenger
Well, you don't know who that is?
No, who she went out with.
But he was an actor. He's an actor. Anyway, they're all the same. They're all cut from the same. But as somebody who is the manager of a girls' football team now, I've got like a real passion for it. And I'll tell you one thing, clear as day. I've got two boys who play under 12s, and my boy's playing a year up, so it's like under 14s, I think he plays. And the girls' football that I manage, and I'm quite heavily involved in now, is where I've never wanted to get involved in the boys' football because of the parents and the way that it is. And the girls' football's just fucking brilliant, mate. And I'm quite passionate about the whole women's football and stuff like that now.
Do you know, I just want to say, I think that's brilliant. And it doesn't matter. Even if it wasn't, even if it wasn't good, his point of view is bullshit because everyone starts by not being an expert and you get better, right?
Yeah.
So one of them was pointing out how bad Gary Neville was when he first started, and he was nervous, his voice was croaky, and that's what happens. When we first started podcasting, we were rubbish, and now
I was all
we're
right.
rubbish, you know? But the point is everyone needs to kind of find their feet.
Yeah.
Right. So if you make if you fluff the lines, you'll go to yourself, okay, I said that, I didn't mean that. Next time I won't say that.
Yeah.
But to pick that up because somebody said something, it sounds so trivial. But let's not forget, this is the guy that when he was playing in France,
came in with a French accent.
On a media interview, right? Like he's a Scouser, and then he started he's talking English, but with a French accent.
Yeah.
And I think everyone should go and find that clip and just flood social
Post
media
the
with
shit
it.
out of it, yeah. So look, that's what I'd like to leave him in there. But if I had to leave one thing in 2023, it'd be people. Just people in general.
Yeah.
If everybody stayed in 2023 and I just went to 2024 on my own.
Just you?
The family as well, maybe. That's it. No one else. Yeah. All on my own.
I'm leaving then, now.
You can come if you want.
Okay.
But then you got to bring your family as well.
And then
suddenly, if I let you come and then there's other mates I've got to let come and their families.
Close the borders, right? They're onto something, aren't they, Josh?
No, very, very true. But yeah, it's weird, isn't it? Because I found 2023 difficult. Generally speaking.
It's definitely been a tale of 2 years for us because, it's also been a really big growth year for us both as well, right?
Yeah, massively,
professionally and in terms of what we're doing here. That's what I'm saying. I'm tired, but I'm excited for 24.
Yeah. What is different? It's a good question, this one. What's different about you today from on the 1st of January?
I was going to do a joke, my waist. Actually, I don't know if it's gone the right way or the wrong way. I would say I'm more confident.
Yeah.
More knowing, more kind of comfortable with my voice.
Yeah.
I didn't walk in like a wallflower, but I just sort of, I've shown up more here with my perspective. You always sort of said to me, sometimes I sit on the fence, because... And not,
I think in the past, sometimes I felt that you... Yeah, sit on the fence
Vanilla.
or given an opinion that is enough to not upset anyone.
Everyone's
going to
be happy.
Yeah.
Everyone's, and I think that's
You are very
true.
vanilla. How have you lasted on a podcast? No, I'm joking. But yeah, I've definitely seen that change in you this year.
Yeah. Yeah. What about you?
I think I've been humbled a little bit this year. I think in terms of over the course of the year, because it's been such a big year, and I've talked, I think, quite extensively about this in the last few sort of episodes, but I think I went a bit wayward from my roots of who I am. When I say roots of who I am, I just mean remembering what really matters to me and what is important in terms of family, friends, and staying sober. And staying sober has to underpin and underline all of them. So I've gone back to basics now. So I would say that I'm way more aware of my sobriety than I was on the 1st of January. And that's a really good and important thing.
So just to be clear, you're not saying that you were like, oh, I needed a drink. What you have always said is that there's always work. You always do the work. And actually you stopped maybe doing the work as much, right? Because you were busy, you were doing things, you were almost maybe going, oh, I'm all right,
And also I think sobriety as a sort of societal thing has changed dramatically since I got sober. When I got sober 11 and a half years ago, the only people that were really going sober were alcoholics. Yeah. People weren't going sober as a lifestyle choice, right? I never got sober for a lifestyle choice. I didn't do it for the health benefits. I didn't do it because my life could be better. I did it because I was dying as a drink and drug addict. Yeah. And I think what I've slowly done, as like you've seen sober communities, which are great, right? They're amazing. So many people are getting sober. It's so good to see. It's so more like acceptable and stuff like that. And people are getting sober for a million and one different reasons now. I had started to, I think, almost convince myself that I was like that. And like, you know, part of my well-being plan was that I didn't drink. And that ain't true, man. Like I am, and I don't say it egotistically, but I'm just the real deal alcoholic, you know? And I haven't thought about having a drink remotely this year, but I've thought darker thoughts than that because drink's not an option.
What I would like to stick a pin in, but I'd like to come back on one of our conversations, is I want to explore that conversation a bit deeper around whether the lifestyle sobriety is good or bad for sobriety in general.
Yeah.
You know, like, because I think some people just going, oh, I'm going to clean up and, you know, because it's having a knock-on effect on me. And then, you know, it's telling when they go, I'm going to give up drinking for 6 months versus, do you know what I mean? It's like...
Yeah. There's good and bad. It needs a whole episode. And maybe, in fact, the first one back in January, because it'll be dry January. I've been invited to Parliament, I think, in the middle of January because of that. So maybe the first episode back in January, we do sobriety and
I'm hosting, so I can ask questions.
Yeah, exactly. And we can actually really explore it. Because obviously, like, when it comes to like sober communities, I think they're amazing, right? Just to make sure that people know that I'm not doing them down. It can pose problems like anything for people like me who are always looking for an out, always looking for a way not to be what I truly am. Does that make sense? But we'll explore that, I think, in another episode. Have you done a word of the year?
Not yet.
But have you thought about it since I sent you this?
Yeah.
So you've got one?
Yeah, I've put something down. Now, I'm not ready to commit
your research
yet.
Yeah. You're not ready to commit to the word. Maybe your word should be commitment for 2024.
Maybe yours should be fucking off.
Fucking off. Why
fucking
did you
off.
say that?
Well, 2, because I realised in mid-sentence it was 2 words.
Yeah.
Do you know, so this year my word of the year was lead.
Yeah.
I really feel like I've lent into that word this year. I really, I think it's made a difference to me and to people around me.
Yeah. Well, like a dog lead, was it? Like you always started wearing... Did you see the bloke who's been banned in like Gloucestershire or something from wearing a gimp mask in the park?
We talked about this last time.
Oh, did we?
Yeah. Mate.
Why'd you keep bringing it up, Josh?
Remember, we were talking about the clown situation dressing up as a clown.
Yeah. He's not allowed to crawl in the park.
We're not talking about it again. We've done it.
Sorry, mate. Go on. So yeah, lead. Yeah, I think you've accomplished that. Yeah.
Thank you. So the word I'm sort of playing around with is the opposite of that, and it's not opposite, but it's in a different territory, which is calm, peace, just kind of serenity is a word.
Serenity,
yeah. Because I sort of want to, my natural MO is to go.
Yeah.
So, and sometimes a word of the year can be, an energizing word, like it motivates you. And sometimes you need it to be like your anti-word.
Yeah.
To stop you from being what you normally are.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm not ready to commit to it, but that's kind of what I've been thinking. Serenity, actually, I didn't write down, but actually I think
that's a good word, mate.
Good word, yeah. What about you?
There's a good prayer for serenity. You know the serenity prayer? It says God in it, but you don't have to use the word God. It's grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change,
I do
the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Good word. So while you're talking, so we did an Uncommon Man Day like last month or something, and we did word of the year there, and I picked one in the moment then. But I'm sort of debating as you were talking then whether it's right. So the word I picked there was surge. Because I felt like I was ready to sort of surge now. Like I felt like there'd been some lines drawn in the sand in certain ways.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
It's not the one.
No, it doesn't feel like it's the one now. I might go with serenity.
I said it first. Let's see who can do serenity better.
But all that said, when I think of the word of the year, I don't remember what I picked this year. Do you?
No.
No, so it's a fucking waste of time.
for you.
Can you remember what I picked?
No.
No, me neither. Okay, mate, good check-in.
Yeah.
So, before we move on to the main topic of the conversation, we got a bit of time.
Yeah.
So I thought, as it's the Christmas special and Christmas is coming up, we are both middle-aged dads. Christmas is the perfect opportunity for the dad joke. So can you hit me with your best three? How many have you got down?
I got loads, man.
All right. Oh, I want to hear a few of them.
Okay.
And I'll laugh if they're funny.
Okay.
We'll go one each.
What happened to the lady that turned up late to the buffet?
I don't know. What happened?
They gave her the cold shoulder.
Okay. I don't want to brag about my bank balance or anything, but they call me every day to tell me that my balance is outstanding.
Okay.
I'm going to try not to laugh.
All right. Okay.
Take your time, mate.
A nurse finds a rectal thermometer in her pocket and thinks, some arsehole has my pen.
Where are you getting these from?
Just out
Did
my
you do
head.
some research?
Just out my head,
I
mate.
did some. Okay. Hass. Why does Dr. Pepper come in a bottle?
I don't know, why does Dr. Pepper come in a bottle?
Because his wife left him. That's a good one, isn't it? That's a good one.
Shout out to anyone wondering what the opposite of in is.
What is the opposite of in?
Shout out to the opposite, anyone wondering what the opposite of in is. Shout out.
Oh my God, yeah. No, I got it. It took me a little while, I'm afraid. I nearly had to get you to explain it. My go.
Okay.
My wife accused me of stealing her thesaurus. I was not only shocked, but appalled, aghast, and dismayed.
Okay. Sticking on the word theme. I accidentally swallowed some Scrabble tiles. My next trip to the bathroom could spell disaster.
That's very good. That's very good. Here we go. My wife asked me if I'd seen the dog bowl. I said, I didn't even know he did that.
Okay. Sticking on the wife ones.
How many more have you got?
Oh, I don't know, about 3 more.
Okay.
I always take my wife morning tea in my pajamas. But is she grateful? No. She said she'd rather have it in a cup.
I knew that was coming, so it was rubbish.
It's Eric Morecambe's.
Okay. What do you get if you cross a brown chicken and 2 brown cows?
Don't know.
Brown chicken cow.
All right. Is this the last one?
I think so. I am going to do another one,
Okay,
yeah.
all right.
I don't know how good it'll be listening to it, but we'll go for it.
Okay. I'll never forget my grandfather's last word to me before he kicked the bucket. He looked me in the eyes and he said, son, how far do you think I can kick this bucket?
Have you heard the wide mouth frog joke?
No.
So there's a wide mouth, it's a little bit long. We'll finish on this one before we go on to the main topic. There's a wide mouth frog and he's jumping through my kids love this one, by the way. There's a wide mouth frog and he's jumping through the forest and he comes up to a giraffe and he says to the giraffe, hello, what are you? And what do you eat? And the giraffe said, I'm a giraffe and I eat leaves and grass. And the frog says, oh, that's nice. I'm a wide mouth frog and I eat flies. And then he hops off. And he comes up to a lion and he says, hello, what are you? And what do you eat? And the lion says, I'm a lion and I eat meat. Oh, that's nice. I'm a wide mouth frog and I eat flies. And then he hops off and he comes to a crocodile. He says, hello, what are you? And what do you eat? He says, I am a crocodile and I eat wide mouth frogs. Oh, you don't see many of those around here, do you? No?
It's good, man. It's good, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's good.
I feel very, very hot now. Turn that fucking heater off.
It's off. Hey, brilliant. Can I do one more?
As long as it's as good as the wide mouth frog one, yeah.
It was very good. I really enjoyed it. The difference between an old bus station and a lobster with breast implants is one's a crusty bus station and the other is a busty crustacean. Okay, that's enough.
I thought you was going to do the janitor one.
Nah.
You taught me that one.
Yeah.
Okay, so recently on Instagram, I posted a link to a band from 20 years ago.
Oh, don't say that.
It was the Libertines, right? I'm going to say it. It was 20 years ago. That's mental, isn't it? When I see shit like that, yeah, that scares you because you think, I sort of think they're quite a new band.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mental.
2000s was over 20 years ago.
It's mental, isn't it? It's really, really scary. And I said, greatest band of all time ever. By the way, it's a bit of a running joke on my stories that whatever I'm listening to, if it hypes me up, I post it on my stories and say, it's the best thing, they're the best band, or this is the best song ever, greatest of all time ever, bar none.
Yeah.
Running joke with my people. Yeah, you're obviously not.
I don't really, I tend to switch you off.
1, 2, 3. So I thought, as we're doing the sort of fun Christmas special.
What was my response though?
Oh yeah, you said, you responded and said, what did you say?
I said, great band, but greatest of all time? Nah. Jog on.
Jog on, yeah. There was something provocative in there, wasn't there? Yeah. So
I've just amped you up now, haven't I?
Yeah. So I thought we're going to do our top 5 bands here of all time. I want them in order.
Tough. Oh, you didn't tell me that?
No, I know. I've just decided and started trying to order mine because I got 9 here, if I'm honest with you.
I've got loads. I've even put a couple of guilty pleasures in as well.
I don't have guilty pleasures, mate.
Dr. Pepper.
I love Dr. Pepper Zero. No, I don't have guilty pleasures. A guilty pleasure means you're embarrassed to listen to it. I don't give a fuck what people think.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice, yeah. So I want you, we're going to go through, we're going to start at number 5. And we're going to go through to number 1. So if you've got like a load listed there, we're going to do 5. And then after the 5, we can talk about the ones that haven't made your top 5. And I'm just looking at mine, and I've sort of numbered them 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And the bands that I've left out is killing me, man. Okay.
Just a couple of things to say, right? You said greatest bands of all time.
Yeah.
Right? It's very subjective. So
no, it's not.
So you're saying my view on the greatest bands of all time.
Yeah. We've just talked about how you are no longer somebody who puts things out in the world based on what other people think. I don't care what other people think.
You just weren't very clear in your question.
Not fucking...
You weren't clear.
Yeah, but I'm not going to ask you who's the best... who is like a general consensus, if you took everyone's opinion into account,
that's how your question came.
Who is the best band in ever?
That's kind of how your question came.
I want to spend top 5 bands of all time.
Yeah.
Okay, mate. I hope you've done your own bands, yeah?
I have, actually.
The fucking Beatles better not be in there.
They're not in there.
Are they?
They almost made it in there.
What, are they in your list, though?
No.
But they're not in your top 5?
No, they're not in my list.
The Beatles are the fucking most overrated band.
I'm so glad I didn't put the Beatles in.
They are the most overrated band of all time.
Oh, come on.
What? Yeah.
More overrated than...
Than what? Go on, give me a fucking example.
S Club 7?
I wouldn't say S Club 7 are overrated. I'd say they're underrated, actually. S Club 7.
Them. I think she saw them on
They got back together recently, didn't they?
Yeah.
Who was your favourite when you was younger? Out of S Club 7?
Rachel
Stevens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah, very easy question that is. Yeah. I know I loved S Club 7. They've just not quite made it into my top 5.
Oh, were they almost in your top 5?
No.
Okay, all right.
But the Beatles, can we just talk about the Beatles for a second? Because I thought you'd put them in there. Because I thought you'd think, I better put Beatles in there in case...
Yeah, no.
Like,
I knew you'd have a reaction like this, so I didn't,
They are fucking overrated. John Lennon, banging.
McCartney?
No, overrated, mate.
No, fuck off.
But overrated.
No,
He's overrated. The Beatles were overrated. Like, Hey Jude's a good track, but
Sgt. Pepper.
it's not that good, mate. So Christmas this year, when everyone's around, yeah, you've had a bit of a drink, like you do, yeah, and everyone's happy. We're in a good mood. We're partying, yeah, for Christmas. Everyone's up.
Does any Beatles go on?
Everyone's having a dance around the kitchen. Do you put the Beatles on?
No, I don't.
No. Do you go to no, they don't ever come on, ever. Do you ever get in the car and think, do you ever get in the car and think, oh, I'm fucking feeling alive, the sun's shining, the windows are down, I know what I'll put on, Beatles. You don't. No one does. It's one of these unwritten rules.
No, people do.
No, they don't.
No. You can't just do a sweet. Yes, they do.
Yes, no, they don't.
No, they do.
I've never been walking down the road and heard, Hey Jude, blasting out of a car. Never.
You hear it in stadiums.
Pardon?
You hear it in stadiums.
But that's not driving along in a car, though, is it?
But people do blast it in the car.
No, they don't. It's one of them things
Here
where
comes the sun.
Everyone's
on a sunny day. Here comes the sun.
Because people are sheep, yeah, and everyone just fucking.
And you're
follows
leaving them
each
in
other.
23.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and I'm leaving them all in. This is one of the reasons why I'm leaving them in there because nobody wants to put their head above the parapet and go, hang on a minute, hang on.
But people actually like the
Beatles are shit. You
Who else-
don't have to like them.
Who else is on your shit list?
You can still like know your music and think the Beatles
Shall I
are
tell
shit.
you another thing? You're showing your age now because this is what people were talking about 20 years ago.
What about the Beatles being shit?
Yeah,
Okay.
kids aren't talking about the Beatles.
So who else is in my shit list for bands?
yeah, like who were like the devil?
What?
Rolling Stones?
Can you?
What's your point of view on the Rolling
No, I
Stones?
like the Rolling Stones. Yeah, yeah, I like them. I'm not like a massive fan. I haven't got their CD.
They're one CD.
Have you got any? So the Rolling Stones, I don't own their CD.
CDs,
CDs.
plural.
Are there any other bands that are said to be good that you think are shit?
Oh, there's
Go on.
as in by
Everybody says
everyone.
they're brilliant,
U2.
and you think, oh, I fucking hate U2.
Yeah.
I particularly hate Bono.
Oh yeah. Him as a personality, definitely.
Yeah.
I liked earlier U2, but all the later stuff is.
No, all of U2 are
Toilet.
shit. Actually,
Joshua Tree was a good album.
no, it wasn't. Good name for an album.
It was a good album, man.
No, it wasn't. Shit.
Sunday Bloody Sunday.
No. Do you like the Stereophonics?
Not anymore, but I did for a while.
Why not anymore?
I had a Welsh girlfriend
Oh, okay. What
a
happened?
long time ago.
What?
I don't want to go to that now, but it ended, obviously.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, well, let's go straight in at number 5.
Radiohead.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I've not listed. They didn't even come into my thinking.
Yeah. So, reasons for I like. I would say that the theme running through all of my top 5 are trailblazing, doing things differently, like yin when they should be yang.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think the Bends still for me is like an album I could just put on and listen to, and I never get bored of it.
Yeah.
But then just like their evolution as a band and like how they've kind of pushed boundaries and moved into electronica, like for me, I really toyed with, do I love them enough? And I do. I could stick on any, but for me, the Bends is still number 1. It's the most indie guitar-y,
Yeah.
but I still just love it still.
Yeah, I fucking love that as a number 5, mate. I fucking... And like, if you were to do the best songs of all time, which would be even harder, wouldn't it? Creep would be well in there, wouldn't it?
Yeah. It's always brilliant when it comes on because the kids love Creep as well.
Everybody loves,
yeah.
like, I think it's one of them that, like, it doesn't matter what genre you're into.
Yeah.
And there's something about the lyrics when you listen to them, you feel like you could sing them, can't you?
Oh, definitely. I'm there now.
Okay,
Okay, we all know it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're number 5.
Number 5, Westlife.
And you really? I thought that would have been a bit higher.
Just because with the other bands that I've put in here,
Yeah.
I just couldn't put them higher.
Okay.
But for me, I fucking love them, man.
Yeah.
Westlife.
Yeah.
I do fucking
know you
love
do.
them, man. I try and get the kids on them. They're not on it. I think they're amazing, mate.
Flying Without Wings.
Yeah, I mean, their first album that they released was just...
What was it called?
I don't know.
I sort of just the problem with boy bands is they just all like who's the other Irish band?
Well, the other boy band that comes into my mind is the Beatles. Because they were a fucking boy band, weren't they?
No, shut up, man. There was another Irish
5?
band.
Oh. Bewitched.
No, a boy Irish band. They were almost like disciples of. No, it was what? No, Boyzone. They were the first ones.
Boyzone. Yeah.
They were good as well.
No, but no, they weren't. They weren't, mate.
What's that up-tempo Westlife one? Da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na.
She got a little world of her own. I'll tell you things that no one else knows. I love Westlife, mate. So they on another day, depending on mood, they could be higher than 5. But I'm putting them in as my number 5, mate. Great band, great musicians.
I know better than to
Great
argue with
musicians.
you on Westlife, so I'm just going to let that go.
We've talked about it before, haven't we?
Manufactured boy bands are big on your list.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, that's why what you talk about Beatles being a manufactured boy band, that's exactly what they were.
I'm
Yeah.
not.
All right, so you
But
can't...
how can you like Westlife and give shit to
Because
Beatles?
Westlife are just better musicians all round than the
They
Beatles.
never played any fucking instruments. When they tried to kind of go a little bit rogue and independent and get a guitar out.
Could you ever see, I couldn't envisage the Beatles on stage going through the routine like Westlife.
What do you mean, like the dance moves and stuff?
Yeah. John
That
Lennon
takes
couldn't do
real
that, could it?
effort, doesn't
that
it?
takes
Yeah.
real
Yeah.
talent.
Yeah.
Number 4.
ABBA.
Really?
Yeah.
ABBA?
Yeah.
What, you like ABBA?
Yeah.
Okay, go on, tell me why. This better be fucking good. Because this better be good.
Just like you put it on and the music's good.
You like them. Do you listen to them regularly?
Not really, no.
No. I would put ABBA on in the car in the sunshine with the windows down.
I'm taking ABBA out. Because I was trying to be like the best of all time, trailblazing, but they're coming
No,
out.
just do your fucking favourite.
Shut
Forget
up.
about people
Shut
a
up.
minute
Shut
for a
up.
minute.
Shut up. Because I took this band out because I had another band that was related, but I'm taking ABBA out and putting Foo Fighters in.
Okay. Oh, fuck me, man. I thought they would be like your number 1.
No.
I thought you was big Foo Fighters fan.
I am a big Foo Fighters fan.
What? Fucking not that big.
Well, they are bigger now.
Fucking Dave Grohl's in here. I was saying like...
Well, I've got Dave Grohl in.
I'd be like,
I've got-
all right, Dave, how are you, mate? How you been? And then I would say, do you know
I
he
got
was
him
going
in
to
for his
leave you
drumming.
out for
I got him
ABBA?
in for his drumming though. So
Oh, okay. They're in mine as well. They're in mine as well.
Okay.
So my number 4... I feel like they could be higher, is Kings of Leon. What are you looking up for?
fucking Kings of Leon.
You don't like Kings of Leon?
Oh my God.
Well, you don't like them? What's
Just
the
the
matter?
most wank drivel fucking
No.
tossers, tools, terrible songwriting.
Terrible songwriter. Are you sure, mate?
Oh, your sex is on fire.
See, you're one of these people, yeah, that
Hates Razorlight. You like Razorlight, don't you?
I don't mind Razorlight.
Oh, mate.
But you're, because I know what you're like, yeah. I bet back in the day, yeah, you were like, if any band went slightly mainstream, you were like, oh, no, I'm only into underground shit. I liked Kings of Leon back in the day when they were underground, but, you know, they really sold out with that album. You're one of them, aren't you?
No.
You are, aren't you?
No.
Like, oh, yeah, I don't mind, like, if I find, like...
Why do I suddenly get all
If I
posh and
find,
weird?
if I find like a resold vinyl in the back of the
That's
resale
true.
shop,
That's true.
then I'd be into them. You would like Kings of Leon if they never got as big as they did. That album that went big, that Sex is on Fire was on, would be in the top 5 albums of all time as a musical masterpiece. I don't think it's their best
You're
work.
such a fucking
I don't think it's their
idiot.
best
Oh my
work
God. I'm
because
swearing so much
I
on
prefer
this.
their old albums.
No, listen, right?
we
By
ain't
that
got
logic,
much time, so you
okay.
fucking... But
Like, I love The Strokes. The Strokes are a really,
Great
really
band.
talented, great
Yeah.
band, good albums, good music.
yeah,
Kings of Leon are not that.
no, they are, mate.
They're not.
And they were like the soundtrack of a certain era of my life. Number 3.
Number 3, I'm going to go with The Roots.
Okay. Tell me why.
Just because I think they're a highly underrated, but one of the best hip hop bands around.
I thought you might go Jurassic 5.
No, I like Jurassic 5, but not my top 5.
No, I
There
thought-
is a hip hop band, there is a hip hop group in my top 5.
Okay.
How many have I given you? 3.
So we're on number 3.
okay,
so that
cool.
is your third one, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, my number 3 is the Saw Doctors.
Oh,
I feel like I'd want to put them number 1 just because they're so close to my heart. They were the soundtrack of my childhood, but they are number 3. Arguably the greatest band of all time.
Irish band, is it?
Yeah. Have you never heard of them?
I don't really know them very well.
No, they are the best band of all time. But they're
Favourite song?
They're number 3. Favourite song for me? Probably Clare Island or Green and Red of Mayo. Possibly I Used to Love Her. N17. One of those 4.
N17?
Yeah.
I grew up near N17.
Did you?
N15.
Oh, no. The N17 is a road in Ireland.
How is it?
Yeah, it's not a fucking poverty-stricken part of London that you grew up in.
Jesus, man. Wow. It was poverty-stricken, and look at me now.
Yeah. At number 2.
Another hip-hop, because I wasn't doing it in order, but A Tribe Called Quest, for me.
I don't even know who that is.
Oh, come on.
No, I don't know who that is.
I'm going to educate you.
Okay. What? So
just pioneering hip-hop, like 90s, like the soundtrack to many people's lives. And the thing is, I would say that there are certain kind of hip-hop artists that are liked by a mainstream audience and also liked by like the underground and hip-hop aficionados. And I think Tribe is always going to be like put up there.
And that's number 2, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. My number 2 is Nirvana. I think arguably you could argue they're the greatest band of all time.
See, they're my number
Are they
one.
your number 1?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there's never been and never will be anybody like Kurt Cobain. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think like you could, if you were like proper trying to debate in the way that you talked about at the beginning about like what is actually the greatest band of all time.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, and took everything into account. You could probably argue that they could have done more albums and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But even that, I think, plays into their greatness.
Into their mystique.
That he went too soon.
Yeah.
And like their live and unplugged.
It's
MTV
amazing.
Live and Unplugged.
Amazing on CD, amazing to watch. Like, yeah.
It's something incredibly
So good.
special.
Yeah.
Incredibly special.
I agree.
And I was obsessed with Kurt Cobain when I was a kid.
Did you have a cardigan?
I did. I had a Nirvana hoodie as well
Yeah.
that said "I hate myself and I want to die" on the back of it.
There's something about, I think there's a lot in popular culture and music in particular, you get people that try and project a sort of character, right? And then you get people that just feel real.
Yeah.
And then they're singing. And then when your talent is matched, when that is matched with talent,
Yeah.
incredible voice, like, tight musicians, great band, amazing songs, great albums. Yeah, like for me, it's number 1. What's your number 1?
Wow. So, okay, yeah, my number 1 is the Libertines.
Really?
Yeah, mate.
You had to say that, right?
No.
Greatest band of all time.
I thought, yeah. So, like,
Greater than Nirvana.
yeah.
Greater than ABBA.
When I'm thinking about it, yeah, I'm thinking like, for the greatest band of all time for me, if I was on a desert island and you said you're only allowed to take one album to listen to for the rest of forever, it would be the Libertines, mate. Like, if you could
Why?
take one collection. I think it was like, they were like a big soundtrack of my life when I first started going out in the pub. Or not, maybe not when I first started, but like when I started, I did clubbing, and then when I moved from clubbing scene to football and the pub, like they were the soundtrack of that, man.
I mean, that era that you're pointing to
Yeah.
was the growing up era, right? Like the fun era. Like, so I worked at Virgin, and so we would have all this music all the time. And the great thing about Virgin Records was like you had, because it was so big, you had mates who were like into hip hop and R&B and the house, and then you had like, ones that were into like indie music, and we all used to like, it was a melting pot, so we'd always be like trading and stuff like that. So it definitely takes me back to that era.
And I think he is a bit Kurt Cobain. He is the Kurt Cobain of that era.
Doherty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just done a thing with your man, the documentary guy.
Yeah. Louis.
Yeah, I've only seen clips online, but you can see he still struggles with life, man, by the look of it. He gets asked him, and there's a really poignant clip I've seen when he says, I don't think I'll live that much longer. I feel like the end is near,
Wow.
Troubled. Yeah, and I fucking related to him, man. Like deeply, deeply used to relate to him, And so, and I grew up with lads like him, best friends that were like Pete Doherty. So yeah, they're my number one, man, because they're the ones I put on at home in the kitchen and dance around with the kids and stuff.
Well, that's the reason ABBA was on there. Just to be really clear, is because it just reminds me of happy memories in the house.
Yeah, brings
like
the fam. Yeah,
it just like it will go on and. It remind Lois was really into Just Dance for a few years, and so that would just always be in there. And then I started thinking, in terms of pioneers and like the different kinds of music and like Winner Takes It All and like there's just a lot. And I just think I just respect the range of what they did. And
I love ABBA, mate. I do love ABBA. Yeah.
What didn't make it really quickly because I know we're running out of time. What didn't make your list?
It's interesting, by the way, that you kicked out the Love of the Family and all of that, and that's why they went in, and the Foo Fighters went out in the end.
Yeah.
It's great to be with the family, but if Foo Fighters come along, I'm going.
My best concerts weren't with the family. Let's put it that way. My best gigs,
mate. Some honourable mentions for me: The Jam. The greatest song of all time is Tube Station at Midnight for me. Okay. That is the number one song of all time.
Yeah.
The Sex Pistols, for reasons like, a lot of music exists, from that kind of what they stood for.
Yeah.
And then I've put NoFX and Rancid in there. I've just had a Rancid tattoo on me. So,
okay.
Go on. Honourable mentions before we close here.
Fleetwood Mac.
I wouldn't have argued with that.
Yeah,
mate. I
Fleetwood Mac.
Them.
Chic. For a disco tip.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pathetic, but okay.
Crowded House. My guilty pleasure.
Yeah, okay. I don't have guilty pleasures, mate. We've talked about it. Mate, I enjoyed this. In the new studio, different place, different thing. Obviously, my top 5 was, in the end, probably better than yours. Agreed?
The Libertines. Not at all, man.
Do you not like the Libertines?
I didn't say that. I just said they're not the greatest band of all time.
Yeah, okay.
I think this is one for an Instagram
What was your
poll.
number 2?
Tribe Called Quest.
You've got them 2 hip hop ones that you've put in there are shit. They are, mate. Nobody even fucking knows who they are.
Don't like.
Nobody knows who they are.
Oh, that's another one for Instagram. It's just because you're white,
TikTok, mate. It's not Instagram, it's TikTok. We've blown up on TikTok over the last 24 hours.
TikTok.
If you don't follow us on TikTok, you need to get on there now. We finally started the account yesterday and have gone viral. Basically, straight away.
So, fire in the booth.
We're in a booth. We're
in a booth.
Yeah.
We should have had a battle.
Fitting.
We had a bit of a battle.
Fitting.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed this, mate. We will be back first week of January.
Second.
Will it be second, will it?
It will be the second, yeah.
Okay. Second week of January, we will be back talking about sobriety.
Yeah.
For dry January.
Yeah.
Enjoyed this, mate, and take care. Listen.
Merry Christmas to one and all.
To one and all.